Prep your pan by cutting a piece of parchment paper the same size as the bottom of the pan, and then I like to use the Wilton Bake Easy nonstick spray. I spray the entire pan, the bottom and the sides, put the parchment in, and spray the parchment paper as well. I like to give my batter one nice big stir before pouring it into my pan. I pour it about 2/3 full. Tap your pan to release any air bubbles. They'll kind of rise up to the top, and then just use a toothpick and pop all the bubbles. Here's how I stack my pans in the oven when I'm baking 3 8-inch cakes. Your cake is done when the sides of the cake release from the sides of the pan. Place your cake on a cooling rack, and I leave it there for about 10 to 15 minutes before loosening up the sides, and then I'm going to flip it on to another cooling rack. Carefully place another cooling rack on top of your cake pan. Be careful because the cake pan is going to be very hot. Flip over and lift the pan straight up, not off to an angle. And then gently grab an edge of the parchment paper and carefully pull that off the bottom of your cake. You should see a lot of steam come off your cake when you pull the parchment paper off. That's exactly what you want. Leave your cake on the cooling rack. Don't touch it, don't move it until it's fully cooled. Once your cake is fully cooled, grab an 8-inch cake circle, place the shiny side on the bottom of the cake, and carefully flip it over. Lift up the cooling rack. It should come off nice and clean. To store your cake, you want to wrap your cake in plastic wrap, and you want to wrap the cake not with the cake circle. So just kind of pull the cake off the cake circle, and then I usually just grab one of the gallon-sized Ziploc bags, put the cake in there, and then the cake circle underneath it, zip it up, and then this is how I store it in the freezer. If you're working with more than one cake, you want to make sure you use those cake circles inside the Ziploc bag. That's going to prevent them from squishing onto each other.